Marcus stood outside the mansion gate, sweat on his forehead, holding his old toolbox. The golden Ferrari behind the iron bars gleamed like fire under the sun. People passing by stared, whispering. Mr. Anderson stepped out in his white suit, sunglasses on, a cold smile on his face. "You think you can fix that Ferrari?" he asked. Marcus nodded quietly. "Sir, I've fixed worse cars." Mr. Anderson laughed. "I'll give you the Ferrari if you make it run in one day. But if you fail, you wash my cars for free for a month." The crowd laughed loudly. Marcus felt his heart burn. He had worked in small garages, but no one had ever insulted him like this. Liam, the assistant, whispered, "He can't do it, sir. He's just a street mechanic." Mr. Anderson smirked. "Exactly. Let's make this fun." Marcus looked at the Ferrari. Its engine was cold, dusty, broken, but he saw something more, a chance to prove them wrong. "I'll do it," he said. Mr. Anderson handed him the keys like tossing crumbs to a beggar. "Let's see what your black hands can do." The words cut deep. The crowd gasped. Marcus turned away and whispered, "God, give me strength." As he opened the hood, everyone took out their phones. The humiliation was being recorded. But Marcus didn't care. Somewhere deep inside, he felt this was not just about a car. It was about respect, about dignity, about proving that color doesn't define skill. And as he looked up at the millionaire's mocking face, he made a promise to himself. This Ferrari would roar before sunset. And when it did, the whole world would know who Marcus really was. The camera blinked. The challenge began. The sun climbed higher as Marcus knelt beside the Ferrari. Sweat rolled down his neck. The engine was a mess. Wires cut. Oil leaking. A trap, maybe. Mr. Anderson watched from his balcony, sipping cold lemonade, laughing with Liam. "Look at him struggle," he said. "He should stick to fixing bicycles." Marcus heard every word but stayed silent. His hands moved fast, his eyes sharp. Each screw turned with hope. People gathered around the gate. Some laughed. Some recorded. Some whispered, "He can't do it." But deep inside, Marcus felt something burning, not anger, but purpose. He remembered his father's voice saying, "Son, when the world looks down on you, lift your work higher." Hours passed. The Ferrari still slept silent. Mr. Anderson grew bored. "Let's end this," he said. But just as he turned away, a soft hum came from the engine. Marcus's hands shook. He twisted one last wire and pressed the ignition. The Ferrari coughed, then roared like thunder. The sound silenced everyone. Mr. Anderson's glass dropped. Liam's jaw opened. Marcus stood slowly, eyes shining, grease on his hands like badges of honor. The crowd cheered. "He did it," someone shouted. Marcus smiled faintly, his heart racing. But before he could speak, Mr. Anderson's face darkened. "You cheated," he barked. "No man like you can do this alone." Marcus froze. "Sir, But Mr. Anderson raised his hand. "Get off my property before I call the police." The cheers turned into whispers again. Marcus's victory was stolen. He looked at the Ferrari, then at the sky, whispering, "Truth always drives father." He walked away, his shadow long and proud. Behind him, the engine still roared, louder than all the hate in the world. If you believe Marcus deserves justice, subscribe now and watch how fate turns tables in the next chapter. Marcus walked down the dusty road, his heart heavy but his spirit unbroken. The sound of the Ferrari's engine still echoed in his mind. He knew he had won, but the world refused to see it. That night, Marcus sat outside his small garage, staring at the stars. Then his phone buzzed. A video. Someone from the crowd had uploaded the full clip of the challenge online. It showed everything: Mr. Anderson's insult, Marcus's hard work, and the Ferrari roaring to life. Within hours, the video went viral. Millions watched. Comments flooded in. "That man is a hero. Racism has no place in our world. Give Marcus his car." By morning, news vans lined up outside Mr. Anderson's mansion. Reporter Sarah stood in front of the gate. "Mr. Anderson," she said, "the world wants to know, will you keep your promise?" Mr. Anderson looked furious. "He doesn't deserve that car," he snapped. But Sarah's live camera caught his every word. People watching from their homes began to turn against him. Liam, feeling guilty, stepped forward. "Sir, he did fix it. I saw it." Mr. Anderson froze. His lie was falling apart. Sarah smiled softly. Then there's no doubt. Marcus earned it. Across town, Marcus was shocked when Sarah's team arrived at his garage. Marcus, she said kindly, you've inspired millions. The truth is out. Tears filled his eyes. He wasn't used to kindness. I didn't want fame, he whispered. Just respect, Sarah smiled. And you earned both. The camera focused on Marcus's face as he said, color doesn't make a man less. Character does. The world listened. His words became a message of hope for thousands. But deep inside, Marcus knew one last test was coming, because Mr. Anderson wasn't done yet. If you want to see how Marcus faces the final twist of fate, subscribe now and stay tuned for the emotional ending in Chapter 4. The next morning, Marcus stood outside his small garage, unaware of what was coming. A loud sound of engines filled the street. Mr. Anderson's golden Ferrari stopped in front of him. Cameras followed. Reporters gathered. Sarah stood beside Marcus with a proud smile. Mr. Anderson stepped out, his face cold but his voice lower than before. You embarrassed me, he said. You made me look like a fool. Marcus stayed calm. I didn't embarrass you, sir. Truth did. For a moment, silence covered everything. Mr. Anderson looked at the cameras. His pride and guilt fought inside him. Liam stood behind, whispering, do the right thing, sir. Finally, Mr. Anderson took a deep breath and held out the car keys. You won, Marcus. The Ferrari is yours. The crowd cheered. Marcus looked at the keys, then at the man who once humiliated him. Instead of anger, he smiled gently. Thank you, sir. I hope one day you see people for who they are, not what color they are. Those words hit harder than any revenge. Mr. Anderson's eyes dropped. For the first time, he felt shame. Sarah recorded every second. The clip broke the internet again. People celebrated Marcus as a symbol of strength and equality. Children painted his picture in schools. Mechanics hung his quote on their shop walls. Color doesn't make a man less. Character does. Weeks later, Marcus opened his own car company, hiring young mechanics who needed a chance. He named it Freedom Motors. One morning, he looked at the Ferrari parked beside his new cars and smiled. It wasn't just a car now. It was proof that respect is earned through honesty, not wealth. The same hands that were once mocked had built a dream. The world had finally changed a little. And as Marcus looked at the sky, he whispered, thank you, God. I made it run. If this story touched your heart, subscribe now for more life-changing stories that prove kindness and courage always win in the end.